She vanished for 20 years after The Shining. He died alone without a single Hollywood farewell. If you grew up watching these faces, this isn't just a video, it's a mirror. And if just one of these names brings back a memory, stay with me, this will hit closer to home than you think. Shelley Duvall disappeared after The Shining. For decades, no one knew what happened until a heartbreaking interview in 2016 revealed the truth. 1. Shelley Duvall. Shelley Duvall rose to fame with her distinct presence and unconventional charm, shining in Robert Altman's Three Women, 1977, which won her Best Actress at Cannes. But it was The Shining, 1980, that made her unforgettable and nearly broke her. The filming was emotionally brutal, leaving scars that never fully healed. After notable roles in Popeye and fairy tale theater, she quietly retreated from Hollywood. In 2016, a rare interview revealed her mental health struggles, prompting concern and controversy. She passed away on 2024 at 75, leaving behind a haunting final performance in the Forest Hills, 2023, a closing note as fragile and brave as the woman herself. 2. Steve McQueen. Steve McQueen defined the anti-hero archetype of the 60s and 70s, rugged, rebellious, and effortlessly magnetic. With hits like The Great Escape, Bullet, and The Thomas Crown Affair, he became one of the highest-paid actors of his era. But behind the cool exterior was a man racing against time. In 1980, at just 50, he died from mesothelioma, a rare cancer likely linked to asbestos exposure during his military service. Seeking hope, he turned to unconventional treatments in Mexico, but never made it back. Even in death, McQueen's image lives on, a timeless symbol of defiance, style, and cinematic edge. If this is stirring something in you, a face, a film, a feeling, go ahead. Let's remember together. 3. Meg Ryan. Meg Ryan became America's sweetheart in the late 1980s and 1990s, defined the romantic comedy genre with roles in When Harry Met Sally, Sleepless in Seattle, and You've Got Mail. Her charm, distinctive laugh, and emotional sincerity made her one of the most beloved actresses of her era. After stepping back from the spotlight in the 2000s, she quietly shifted focus to directing. On 2023, she made a heartfelt return to What Happens Later, a film she co-wrote, directed, and starred in, reminding audiences why they fell in love with her in the 4. Uma Thurman. Uma Thurman rose to fame in the early 1990s as Quentin Tarantino's muse, captivating audiences with iconic roles like Mia Wallace in Pulp Fiction, 1994, and The Bride in Kill Bill, 2003-2004. Her blend of striking beauty and fierce vulnerability made her unforgettable. In recent years, she's continued to evolve, appearing in series like Suspicion, 2022, returning to Broadway with The Parisian Woman, 2004, and joining the cast of Dancers, Buildings, and People in the Street, 2024. From screen to stage, Thurman remains a bold, enduring force in storytelling. 5. Donald Sutherland. Donald Sutherland spent over 6 decades becoming one of Hollywood's most quietly commanding actors. From the rebellious spirit of MASH, 1970, and Clute, 1971, to the emotional depth of Ordinary People, 1980, and JFK, 1991, he never played the same man twice. In his later years, he introduced himself to a new generation as the chilling President Snow in The Hunger Games. Even in age, he never stopped transforming. When he passed on June 20, 1991, at 88, It wasn't just the end of a career, it was the closing of a chapter in film history. His son, Kiefer Sutherland, confirmed the loss, but the legacy needs no introduction. 6. Jessica Lange. Jessica Lange first caught Hollywood's eye in King Kong, 1976. But it was in the 1980s that she proved her depth, delivering raw, unforgettable performances in Francis and Tootsie, earning 2 Academy Awards. Her intensity and emotional honesty made her one of cinema's most compelling figures. Later, she found a powerful second act on television, especially through American Horror Story, where she won multiple Emmys and a Golden Globe. Even now, in 2024, she continues to shine on stage in Mother Play, reminding us that true talent doesn't fade, it only deepens. If any part of this journey feels like your story too, there's more memory, more meaning, and more magic ahead. 7. Kevin Costner. Kevin Costner rose to Hollywood stardom in the late 1980s and early the 1990s, embodying the American ideal through iconic roles in Field of Dreams, 1989, Dances with Wolves, 1990, and The Bodyguard, 1992. He wasn't just a leading man, he was a symbol of integrity, nostalgia, and quiet strength. After a quieter period, Costner made a powerful comeback as John Dutton in Yellowstone, 2018-present, capturing a new generation of viewers. Now returning to his roots behind the camera, he directs and stars in Horizon, an American saga, sweeping Western epic that proves his passion for storytelling burns as strong as ever. 8. Michelle Pfeiffer. Michelle Pfeiffer rose to stardom in the 1980s and the 1990s, enchanting audiences with her elegance, range, and magnetic presence. From her seductive turn as Catwoman in Batman Returns, 1992, to her acclaimed performances in Dangerous Liaisons, 1988, and The Fabulous Baker Boys, 1989, she became one of Hollywood's most respected leading women. In the early 2000s, she stepped back to focus on family, a quiet exit at the height of her fame. But in recent years, Pfeiffer has returned with purpose, choosing roles that reflect both strength and maturity. The Ant-Man franchise, The First Lady, 2022, and beyond. Today, she remains a thoughtful, admired figure, balancing legacy with reinvention. 9. Denzel Washington. Denzel Washington has been a commanding force in Hollywood since the 1980s, known for his intense presence and mastery of morally complex roles. With 2 Academy Awards for Glory, 1989, and Training Day, 2001, and standout performances in Malcolm X and Crimson Tide, he became both a critical and cultural icon. Even now, he continues to lead with integrity and depth, whether in front of the camera in The Equalizer 3, 2023, behind it with A Journal for Jordan, 2021, or preparing for Gladiator 2, 2024. Denzel doesn't just act, he elevates every story he touches. 10. Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford became a global icon through 2 of the most beloved franchises in film history, the charming rogue Han Solo, Star Wars, 1977, and the fearless archaeologist Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark, 1981. He solidified his status with unforgettable roles in Blade Runner, 1982, and The Fugitive, 1993, becoming the face of the reluctant hero, the rugged, human, enduring. Now, in his 80 years old, Ford shows no signs of fading. He returned one last time as Indy in The Dial of Destiny, 2023, while embracing a new chapter on television in 1923 and Shrinking. More than a legend, He's a rare example of timeless relevance, still evolving, still inspiring, and still unmistakably Harrison Ford. They weren't just stars. They were our Sunday nights, our first crushes, our mirrors. You didn't need to meet them. You already knew them. And somehow they knew you too. Time may change their faces, but memory keeps them golden.